Bonjour à tous, welcome back to our course about the French luxury industry. And today in this topic, we're going to see the power of the French luxury industry in the world. Well, first of all, if we see the evolution of the markets within the past 30 or 20 years, we can notice that in the 1990s or in the beginning of the 21st century, the global luxury industry is in constant evolution of growth. But in the year 2020, as you can notice on this chart, there is a deep crisis generated by COVID-19. So COVID-19 is definitely a very serious impact upon the global luxury market. But for the years of 2021, as you can see on the chart, that this luxury market is in drastic rebound and the market rebirth begin to grow. And in this chart, we can also notice that in the years of 2019, the growth is positive, but for the years of 2020, there is a kind of V-shaped crisis down in the market. But for the 2021, 2022, and 2025, the market is estimated to begin a constant growth in the futures of the next 2 or 3 years. And here in this chart, there are some important messages that you have to pay attention to. The luxury market contains several categories. There are several categories of luxury goods, from personal luxury goods for luxury cars or luxury hospitality, hotel, or fine wine, and so on and so on. So here, how should you read this chart? You have to notice on the bottom of this chart that some category of the luxury global market are still in crisis. But in the meantime, in some category, the growth is positive. For example, for the personal luxury good, there is a 1% of growth rate. Well, 1% of growth rate might not be very significant for now, but at least we can see that the global luxury market has rebounded. There is a kind of V-shaped recovery between 2019, 2020, and 2021. As we see before, the market is estimated to continue its growth even until 2025. And on this chart, there is also some very important message that you have to grab. You can see on the bottom of the chart that within the years of 2001 to 2006, there is a period called democratization, means that luxury goods extend its client. But between the years of 2008 and 2009 and 2010, there's a small periods of crisis due to the European financial crisis. And from 2010 to 2014, there's a period called Chinese acceleration, means that China market become a very important impact factor for the global luxury good. And there is a period of reboots, new normal, and then in 2019, 2020, this period is seriously influenced by the COVID crisis. And from the middle of the 2021, we can observe a clear tendency, a clear trend of rebound. And here in this chart, we can see very clearly how the powerhouses of French luxury brands. This is the top 10 luxury brands in the world. And within these top 10 luxury brands in the world, there are 4 which we can qualify as French brand. For example, the LVMH, Kering SA, they occupy the first one and the second one. So you can see that these are really the most powerful houses in the global luxury market. And we can notice that the L'Oréal Luxe occupied the 5th position, and the Hermès International occupied the 9th place. And you can see that all these French luxury brands are in continual growth. This is something very important that you have to notice, that you can measure. In the previous lesson, we talked about measurement. From this chart, you can try to measure the importance and the quality of the French luxury brands. And this is another chart in which we can see that these are the world's most valuable luxury brand. They are big in size and they are valuable. Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermès, all these are French brands. And then we can see that Cartier, Christian Dior, and Yves Saint Laurent, these are also French, very, very famous, prestigious French luxury brand. And the chart on the right-hand side, you can see that what are the specialty of these superpower houses of French luxury brand. And this is a chart about the top 10 industry in France. And you can see that in these top 10 industry within French, the top 3 are all in the luxury sector. Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermès, they all belong to the category of luxury good. And we can also see that the Dior occupy place number 10 within the French total global general industry in France. So you can notice that there are several powerhouses in France. They occupy top 2 in the world. And within the industrial power, financial power of the France, these luxury brands, these luxury industry occupy the top 3 places in France. So now you can see how clearly that how they are important and how big they are, these powerhouses of luxury brand. If we go on to evaluate the power, the force of the French luxury industry, from this chart you can notice that those top 10 luxury brands in France, they produce in the fiscal years of 2020 or 2019, they represent over half of total sales, total industrial sales of the luxury industry in France. And the most important thing is that these top 10 brands, these top 10 companies in French industry, they are capable of making profits. They are big, they occupy an essential part of the total sale, and most important of all, they are capable of making profits. So if you are big, you get bigger profits. This is how the business going. In this chart, the information that you have to notice is in the middle, that in general, in the global market, French companies, French brands, French luxury brands are capable of making profit. There are many, many, many international brands in every country, in China, in France, in Germany, in Italy, in Spain, in Switzerland. In many, many countries, they have their strong powerhouses of luxury brand. But those powerhouses of luxury brands in France, they are capable of making big and bigger profit. This is something that you have to notice. And in this explanation, we can read that the France had the highest composite net profit margin, 13%, driven by continued double-digit net profit margin at 3 of the 4 companies reporting net profits. So these are very big super powerhouses of luxury brand, and they not only they are big, but they are also capable of making bigger and bigger profits in the global market. This is something that we have to pay attention to. Well, of course, we talk about those top 10 or the biggest elephant in the global luxury market. But in this chart, we can notice that in Italy and also in the UK, there's 4 new stars which grow very, very rapidly. These are new brands who are emerging. So maybe these new star will become bigger and bigger in the future. So we also have to notice the power of these countries like Italy or UK or even in China. In China, there are also some brands, some luxury brands who are internationalized and become more and more bigger and capable of making profit. Well, I think that everybody know about this LVMH. Well, I think that this word, empire, is the best word to qualify this group, because LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moët Chandon, Hermès is a huge, gigantic elephant, dinosaur. It is the biggest dinosaur in the global luxury industry. You can see that in this chart, you can see part of the huge houses of LVMH. And in this chart, you can see that In fact, in the global, in the luxury industry, there's not only clothes or shoes or leg, there are also wine, champagne, there are also retail, selective retailing sector. There are also watches, there are also cars, there are also hotels, prestigious hotel. Everywhere, in every sector, LVMH possess several important big brand which is capable of making bigger and bigger profit. This is something very serious that we have to pay attention to. So the group LVMH is a gigantic, huge, the biggest dinosaur, elephant, or department store, whatever you can qualify its size. Well, Samaritaine is the authentic Parisian department store. So if you go to France, well, of course you can visit Printemps, you can shopping at Printemps, but real French people, those real French rich person, where do they go? They don't go to Printemps, they go to Samaritaine. And this Samaritaine department store has just reopened after 17 years of renovation. And it was reopened in 2021 with the French President Emmanuel Macron in the ceremony. So you can see how its industry, financial, and even political power of these powerhouses. Well, in France, there is also the Gucci, which is also a very big group in which we can find several prestigious, sumptuous marks like Balenciaga, etc. And in this chart, we can also see how these revenues are generated and what are the sectors occupied, allocated by the Gucci group. So if there is something that I want everybody to pay attention to in this section is that French luxury, well, yes, it is a lifestyle, but behind this prestigious, romantic, soft, bubbled, bling-bling or rose phenomenon, luxury is an industry. The industry means to make money. So you may like the fashion. Well, fashion for you might be something of a pleasure, but in fact, luxury is a typical 100% industry because there are big money in this sector. Well, but the world changed, the market changed, so the brand, those luxury brands, they also have to change, especially after the COVID-19. The COVID-19, this crisis make a turning point for luxury. We knew it. The expanding universe of luxury customer expect more from brands than before. So people are changing, the world is changing, so the brand, these powerhouses, they have to change also in the meantime. Well beyond product consideration, those clients, what do they seek? They seek personalization. They seek alignment with their value, their personal value. A strong voice on social issues and real action and responsibility when it comes to sustainability. So sustainability is definitely the key word that will dominate the whole world economy market in the future. Because in this chart, we can see a kind of development process periods of the luxury industry. In the 80s, craftsmanship, 职人, 工匠, right? Attention are being made upon the quality of their products. In the 90s, they construct the reputation of their brand. In the beginning of the 21st century, retail, the market generalized democratization of the luxury good toward people who are less, maybe not that rich, but they are rich enough so that they can afford to buy these luxury goods. In the 2010, everything goes on digital, e-commerce. So these luxury brands, they also have to develop their so-called e-commerce. And in the next decade, sustainability is the key word that will dominate these sectors of luxury goods. So every brand, even those the biggest brand, they have to go, they have to touch, they have to tackle the issue of sustainability. Like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada, everybody, they have to put something, they have to integrate sustainability in their advertisement campaign in order to show to the customer, especially future customer of their brand, that we are responsible enterprise. We pay attention to sustainability. So please buy us. So for this section is that this is the common goal. In the past, we talk about the red carpet, prestigious, great pleasure, and so on. But from now on, keyword in the future is green carpet, and green carpet will be the new fashion in the fashion luxury market. That is all for this topic. Hope to see you again. And these are references and resources that I have found on internet and used in this presentation. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye. Au revoir.